everybody? Nikki 2 times coming at you live with a special Christmas live stream. Got the lofi beats in the background on a festive beat. Welcome into my good friends. Sith on a PSA tendencies. Logan. We've got Paul Daves Jr. We've got Daniel Cryfall, Justin W. Smith. Welcome in, guys. We're just 3 short days, less than that now, till Christmas. I understand, Logan. This is definitely the time to be spending with family. Enjoy, stick around for as long as you can. But we are going to do our best to be in the holiday spirit. We got my son NWE stopping in and saying hello. So I appreciate you all being here, hanging out with your man tonight. Feeling pretty good, liking the music. Only little somber thing of the day, my Eagles did lose. You be well too, Logan. If I don't talk to you over the next couple days, you have a wonderful Christmas. We'll certainly get into talking about the Eagles' performance today as we get through these 2 wonderful, Speedy Gonzalez fast hours. My other son's coming in and saying hello. What's going on? Ethan's NBA talk. Giving their dad a little bit of support. Getting all those warm and fuzzies inside. I'm feeling it from the music coming out tonight. So hopefully you're all doing well out there. As always, at the top of the show, I am not being sponsored or paid by this company, but go ahead and hydrate, drink your prime, get that palate nice and wet. We're going to go in for a nice ride over the next 2 hours. What's going on there, Barry? Actually got a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about tonight. I made a list of stuff, so I'm a little bit more prepared than usual. I'm not one to have slides. I leave that up to my good buddy Sith when we're doing it on the computer. This is straight from the phone, no slides, just rocking it the best I can on the cuff. But I wrote a few things down I certainly wanted to talk about as we go through the night. But as always, too, at the beginning, hello there, Kunai. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Stay for as long as you want and are able to. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for me. All right, so I'm just going to give my shout-outs as I always do. What's going on, Zach? Welcome in. Good win by the Atlanta Falcons today. Certainly going to talk about that a little bit during this show. But for my shout-outs, which, as always, when I make the video public, I then put these guys in. I tag them so that you can follow along. Most of you guys might be following most of these channels, but my shout outs for the week, we're going to start off with, and this is a fresh sub to me as well, is Pot King Keith, sitting at 990 subs, so he's almost at his first 1,000. I was actually turned on to him by my next shout out I'm going to give you. 3 Good Nerds. Great guy in the community. See him around in a lot of different chats. Good person. Big Don Mattingly collector. He's sitting at somewhere just over 1,770 subs. So go follow him if you're not following him. He's gets into a bunch of different things, but mostly baseball. I like how he does. When he's dropping his son off at school, or they're in the school line, and he does videos while he's out in the school line. So those are pretty cool. Next, you guys might know this one, High Life Hobby. He's sitting at 187 subs. Let's get him subbed up. Then we have Casino _ Comics, or just Casino Comics, 268 subs. And then lastly, my man, John, big Minnesota Vikings fan, ripping packs for you. He's in at 587 subs. So if you're not following any of those channels, I suggest getting on them. Wonderful channels, wonderful people in the community. So I, again, will tag them at the end. So if you want to go back later, if you're not subbed up to those channels, do so after. I do have some cards I'm going to open today. Not a lot. I did pick these up today. Brand new 24-25 Upper Deck Artifacts NHL. I'm going to open up a box tonight, and then I'm going to save the other box to either do a video or to do a handful of shorts throughout the week. What's going on, Joe? Welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. So different things I'm going to actually go over, a little bit of news that I at least picked up on throughout the week on different sports. I'm also going to do a whole talk spot that we can all talk about as far as what we want from our teams going forward as like a Christmas present. What could your team possibly give you as a Christmas present? So think about that a little bit. We'll definitely get into that today. First, I'm just 4 predictions, and I know my man Daniel helps me out a lot and participates, so I appreciate that. Justin does sometimes as well, but through week 14, you're looking at a 12-4 record for me for the week, and then bringing my total to 143 correct, 81 incorrect. This week I'm not doing too bad, but I was really hoping. I chose the Broncos over the Chargers. That didn't sit well, and of course I picked the Eagles. So those are definitely a couple losses that are going to be tallied in my score when I reveal next week how I did. Speaking of Christmas presents, speaking of the people we have here in the chat currently, because I was thinking about this and I actually written it down. I've harped on it a couple different times. We got some flurries coming around the front of my screen. What's going on, Dean? I'm going to bring up Paul Daves Jr. and Daniel Greifall. If there's any Christmas present that I can get from the community this year, it would be to see the two of you actually start doing some videos on your channels. Make it happen. Let's pester the hell out of these two, because I would love to see you guys do some posting. Daniel, I know you have a phenomenal collection that has been talked about. So if we could see some of that collection, that would be fabulous. Paul, you're an absolute riot and great person in chat. I know that would come across great if you did some videos. So, and Daniel, if that's how you feel, I'm telling you right now, most of my stuff, boom, right here is on my phone. I don't need extra equipment. Oh, okay, you bought a new phone. Perfect. I just use my phone. I also have an iPad. I use my iPad to video my face, so that's how I can do the picture-in-picture videos that I do. And then I have a couple different apps. I use Canva to do my thumbnails, and I just use iMovies to splice stuff together. But guys, let's pester them over the next couple weeks. I'd love to see in 2025 some cool shit from the both of you. No problem, Daniel. And I know videoing is not for all of us. It's not for everybody. I think it would be cool to see you guys out there. How do I feel about quantum computers? Well, let me compute. I'm not, maybe. It's a good thing. I mean, I know the word glizzy, but I'm not sure what you're getting at there, Neptune. I don't know how to answer that for you, and I'm sorry. But stick around anyway and enjoy. I'm gonna turn this a little bit. Maybe the ghosts will disappear on me. What's going on there, Bobby? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I always love when you're around. Very good person. Hashtag blue chick. Well, let's open up a couple packs before I get into all the other stuff. We definitely won't open them all because I want to have some for later in the show. Dominator is here. Dom, always good having you, buddy. We have 7 packs. I'm just going to open up like 2 packs for right now just to see what the product is about. I've seen artifacts before. It's not bad. It's not the greatest either. Not bad. Look at all that mess I had back there. I could do a lot of cleaning. Dino, the original Quantum Leap was my shit. I watched that as a kid. Love that show with Scott Bakula. The new one I kind of like too, but I got away from it. I got to kind of maybe go back into rewatching the new reboot. All right, we're going to start off with an Adrian Kemp from one assists many teams, the LA Kings. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. We got, I guess that's the, I don't know, gold, or I don't know what this is. I guess it's a better parallel. Mikko Rantanen. Mika Zibanejad. I actually said that pretty good. And Jonathan Huberdeau. We'll open up one more pack for right now. Okay, they're parallels just in blasters, Daniel, I guess is what you're saying. Okay. Zach Werenski. Robert Thomas. Thatcher Demko. Claude Giroux, former Flyers captain. And Tyler Sengun for the Dallas Stars. All right, so they're okay looking cards. I guess the artifacts, what they're saying, guess what? You have this border, and artifacts cards usually have right there in the center. It's like a little emblem of the team logo. That's like your artifact. All right, making sure I didn't miss anything. We have synthetic panels hanging out. What's going on, synthetic panels? Good to have you all in here. We're going 14 strong right now. Much appreciate all the love from you guys. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the news. Of course, as always, we take little breaks, have little conversations, what's going on in chat. But I'm going to go news, predictions, and save for the end what you want your teams to give you, so to speak, for the holidays. All right, so in news, just kind of briefly, and some of these were talked about last night while I was a panelist on Sis other channel, Your Team Sucks, A couple of these things were talked about, but not all of them. So starting off with baseball, the only news I want to bring up on Major League Baseball is the passing of Ricky Henderson the other day. So heartfelt condolences go out to his family in his passing. Greatest base stealer of all time, probably not going to. His record's probably not going to be broken. I know your buddy Don would say definitely not going to be broken, but possibly one day, definitely none time soon. In the NBA, couple small things I'll talk about. Alex Caruso of the Thunder signed a 4-year, $81 million deal. So I don't know how much some of you guys follow basketball and what you think about that, but small little pesky white dude making some good money in the NBA. So go figure. That's pretty cool. Then the only other thing, this is kind of disturbing to me. The Milwaukee Bucks, after they won the in-tournament Emirates Cup, it's been noted that they did not celebrate. So, in the locker room there was champagne and whatnot, and there was no celebration. So to me, that just screams that they don't care. So why should we care? If they don't care to be all happy and celebrate that accomplishment, why should we give two shits and tune in? So that's not a very good look. That's exactly what it said in the article I was reading, that it's not a good look for the NBA. So you guys tell me what you think about that as I kind of catch up on the chat a little bit here. Yeah, Joe, going back to the Ricky Henderson record, yeah, possibly from Ellie De La Cruz might be one of the front runners to say, hey, if he has a nice long career, he could possibly do it. Maybe Acuna Jr., but again, you have to be healthy, and he was out most of last year. I mean, I would rather celebrate that too, Joe. And I'm not saying, hey, if the Sixers won, do people actually show up? Do they have a parade? Do people at least show up at the airport when they return to congratulate them? I don't know. But I'm just saying, if they're not going to care about it, why should I care about it and even bother watching? Oh, there, Don wanted to give you Don, I gave you a wrench. Harp Harp says, giggity, 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 goo. So on to where am I on to? A little bit about little hockey news. One of the big things is Ovechkin going for Gretzky's record, goals record. He's almost ready to return. They've said he probably won't return till at least December 28th, but hey, that's right around the corner, and we'll see if he could possibly break that goal scoring record this year if there's no other kind of setbacks. The other big thing, this was kind of disturbing, but this guy apparently likes to get his hands dirty. What's going on there, Red 03? Good to have you here, buddy. Matt Rempe of the Rangers received an 8-game suspension for boarding and elbowing Dallas Stars Miro Heiskanen. So I read further up on this. This guy was suspended last year. I think he was suspended at the beginning of this season. He's only in his second year. The guy just does nothing but fight and try to bully people and takes game misconduct penalties. And he's just, I mean, I like a rough and tumble sport. I've enjoyed hockey all my life. I like fisticuffs, but this guy doesn't even sound like he's good enough to be a goon right now at this point. He's a nothing. But I know we got some hockey guys in the chat. You tell me what you think about this. Fucking sounds like a big old piece of shit. Plus, he plays for the Rangers, so I can't like him anyway. Hey, what's going on there, Kenneth? Good to have you here, buddy. QR, I would actually be like, okay, Paul Blart, it's probably, I've done 30. This is episode 30. So you're at least the 30th person that has said that. So you are very unoriginal. Ha! Dom, I'm guessing you're an Islanders fan if you're saying that. Dean and Paul going at it as usual. See, we don't even need to talk smack and talk shit on one another for our sports teams. They just do it all in fun. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they hate each other. I don't know. Fabiana, welcome in. Good to have you here. Stick around, enjoy the show. We all have a lot of fun in here. If you like sports, it's great. If you like banner and watching a bunch of old dudes make fun of each other, you're more than welcome to stick around. Now, as far as football goes, I actually have a few different things to talk about. We'll leave the Eagles to last because I got a lot to talk about with the Eagles. But first off, I want to talk about the Tank Dell injury. I don't know how many of you actually have seen it. It's pretty gruesome, but it's hard to find like some good ones where they really show it to you. You know, I'm a masochist, so I wanted to see some good in-depth into it, but they don't really do that. But it's over. I mean, my bet, I'm not going to withdraw it at this point because I'm not going to make any money at all. I'm sure my $50 bet I might be able to cash out for like $10, but Texans are done. After this, I believe the Texans are completely done. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They have no shot in hell. Dom, I thought he was going to break the record, especially how today's game started off. He had it was like a 90-yard run. I forgot what he did. He had 109 yards after the end of the first quarter. So I thought for sure, let's continue to ride. And then as the game went along, he wasn't getting the yardage. And then, of course, we lost the game. So we've got no shot at the first seed. So my thoughts are going to be if he can't somehow have this ridiculous performance next week against the Cowboys, he's probably going to be sat. He might not even play the Giants game. That's my thought on it. So I don't think he's going to at this point. But anything's possible, especially with that guy. What's going on there, Matty Ice? Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna watch that a few times over the next couple days. Definitely gonna watch Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. Maybe not the others, but definitely the first two. Christmas Story, for my young one, we watched the original cartoon of How the Grinch Stole Christmas the other night. So starting to ramp up as we get into tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is going to be devoted all to Christmas movies for my older kids and us adults. And for the baby, we'll definitely try to get into watching like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, whatchamacallit, the other stop motion animations. I'm drawing a blank right now on the names of those movies. The ones with like Heat Miser and Snow Miser. I can't think of the name of those movies. And then Frosty the Snowman, of course. We'll watch all the good classics over the next couple days. Neho, how about them Cowboys? They, yeah, they suck. Gotcha, Dino. So that, yeah, that kind of an injury. Little thing for Sis Raiders, my second favorite team. So I mean, and I picked them to win today, and they did. But was that a mistake? Did they make a mistake winning? Because they went from being 2-10 or whatever, yeah, 2-12 to have the second overall pick to beating the Jags, and now they dropped down to being sixth in the draft order. So, I mean, is that a mistake on their part? You guys tell me. I think that's a blunder. Or maybe I didn't watch the game. Maybe they were both trying to give it to each other the whole, giving it to each other the whole friggin' game. That was the battle of who sucked the most. Michael, Merry Christmas to you as well from here in the States. You out in Brazil. I don't know. I got these little fuzzies. Maybe it's little dust clouds coming off the desk. I don't know. But they're in heavy rotation tonight. Right now we don't have any like real trolls in the chat, so I think these are the ghosts of the trolls around my head today. And Justin, I see you did a Christmas special. I kind of don't watch your videos one when they come out one at a time. I do binge, but I then do binge the hell out of your stuff. So I definitely will be doing that the next couple days. The people I shouted out at the top of the show, especially Three Good Nerds, I watched a lot of his stuff this week. John, I've been catching up on his shorts. If you're not following Ripping Packs for You, make sure you guys are. He does every week, or he does shorts every day on ripping cards. And if you comment on his videos, at the end of the week, you're in a drawing. And if you're the winner of the drawing, you can go back to the 5 or 6 days that he's done shorts and pick a pack. So I actually won this past week, so and he pulled a Bo Nix, so I got another Bo Nix heading this way. So shout out to me because I'm getting another cool Bo Nix. Awesome, Maddie. Good for you. Hey, and Homer's always got to have at least one of your home team on your on your team. I know I usually do. Other little news on the NFL front. On display to a point today, future of the Falcons. So Zach, if you're still here and you want to talk about that, Michael Penix Jr. starting off at quarterback had a decent game. Didn't throw any touchdown passes, but got his feet wet. Had a pretty good game. Bijan went off for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they actually sprinkled in. They used a couple different running backs, so they're okay. I think they have a future, Zach. They could certainly use a couple pieces, but now that they're in that level of being pretty good, they're not going to be at the bottom to get any really good draft capital. But I like where that team's heading for sure. So, what's going on, Grant? G does things in the house. Hope you can stick around for a while. Now that there's Christmas break. So I hope to have you hanging out with us for a while tonight, guys. Most of you all have wrenches, so if you're not following one another, make sure you do. I take it as a personal favor to me when you guys are all linked up to one another. We got great communities in here. Most of us are, not all of us are creators, but a good amount of us are, so we can sub up each other, support one another. Quite a few of us do live stream stuff, so we or at least in other people's live streams and in their chats. So this won't be the only time you see one another. So make sure you're all following up each other. So last on the whole news front, I will talk about my Eagles. Oh, hell. So, congratulations to the Commanders. I don't know what happened. Interesting game. 5 takeaways by the Eagles. Only 1 takeaway by the Commanders. High scoring game. We win that turnover battle by a lot, and somehow we still lose. Go figure. I don't know how that works. Very interesting. It definitely then came down to the end. Pass to Devonta Smith over the middle. Had it in his hands and dropped it. Man did not make any excuses. Watched his interview after. He took the blame. Said it was a simple error. Should have caught it. Nothing that you can kind of teach up throughout the week to make it a different circumstance next time. Too bad it was near the end of the game. I'm sure if it was earlier in the fourth quarter and the Eagles had another chance, I'm sure he would have probably broke for like a 40, 50-yard touchdown catch. But that's not what happened. Our 10-game winning streak comes to an end, unfortunately. But maybe it's something that the Eagles needed. I don't know. I kind of felt that way last week. I had already mentally prepared myself for them to that they were going to lose to the Steelers and that it would be a good thing, and they kicked the Steelers' ass. Jalen Hurts, if you didn't watch the game or hear about the game, Jalen Hurts got hit earlier in the game, was out with a concussion. You can tell me if you guys did see it. I think in real time, watching it in real time, and definitely watching it in replay, I don't know how there was not even a flag thrown. Bullshit play was coming down, and then the guy literally smacked him in his head and pushed his head, boom, right into the ground. I don't know how there wasn't a flag. I'm sure the NFL is going to look at it, and maybe there'll be a fine or something thereafter. But at the time of the game, there should have been a flag. Nothing happened. And then there was a phantom, and I'm not blaming refs for our loss by no means, but I'm blaming, that shouldn't be tolerated. There was a play later in the game where Kenny Pickett slid, and it looked like he was hit in the head, but good on that. They threw a flag. good on them. They actually picked the flag up. I agree with that call because Pickett was not hit in the head. So good call, pick up on that. But then there was a weird thing. I don't know the whole circumstances. I'm gonna have to review and watch shit tonight. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson was ejected. First was some minor petty shit. He got like a flag, and then he was given a second flag that he was then disqualified from the game. Where it boggles my mind. The player from the Commanders went up into his grill and pushed his helmet off of his head, and then C.J. Gardner got ejected for it. So you guys tell me if you saw any of that and have any thoughts about that. That pisses me off. Grant, I did do shout-outs after the video. I will tag the people I did shout-outs for, and I might shout them out again at the end of the show. But definitely after the show, I'll tag them. So any of them you're not following, you could do then as well. Misfit, welcome in. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking back on chat. So if you guys got anything to say about what happened in the Eagles game or any of the other games or any news that you think that I should talk about here, just let me know. Well, Justin, I don't know what happened in the Steelers-Ravens game, other than I know that the Ravens did win. So now Steelers, I guess, are making it harder for themselves. Grant, appreciate it. Yeah, any newcomers that are even lurking and don't feel like talking, that's fine. If you're enjoying yourself or sitting back with family, having some popcorn and a couple beers, or just relaxing at work or something, by all means, just hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll say it like this, Jalen. Good for your team, but fuck those Lions. I think it's now... Well, it's over for the Eagles to get the first seed. Originally, I thought we were going to win out, and what I would have liked to have seen, best case scenario, at least leading up before the losing to the Commanders, was I was kind of hoping that the Packers were going to beat Vikings next week, and then the Vikings were going to beat the Lions in the last week. And then we went out, and then we would have first seed. But obviously, that's not going to happen now. So, go figure. High Risk, welcome in, buddy. All right, let's open up a couple more packs, why don't we? 2 more packs out of 24-25 Hockey Artifacts, Upper Deck Artifacts. Yeah, you know what? Not such a great card, but might as well at least sleeve this up and put it on stage. So we at least have something up there. So far, I don't open up a whole lot of hockey, but some. I really liked the Allure product. I'm not so sure how I feel about some of this other product I've been opening up, but I like hockey. I'm forced to open up a little bit because I got to see some of these guys. Kyle Connor from the Jets, Winnipeg Jets. Oh, and we got a mem. Rasmus Dahlin from your Buffalo Sabres. Oh my God, that's a thickie. That's a super thickie. We'll put that there. I'll cut up a little something. I might have something for that. Last card of the pack, we got an Evander Kane. I'm drawing a blank, but I think that is TCB Sports. I think that's who is the big Buffalo fan. If you guys know who the big Buffalo fan is out there, let me know in chat. I'm pretty sure it's TCB. Oh, okay. Sis on the case. Ay, ay. I'm trying. I don't think I cut that good enough. Let's try that one more time. All right, so I'm going to have to do that later, see if I can get a good sleeve on it. I don't even think this top loader is going to be thick enough for it, but we'll see. I'll try that later. Let's open up one more pack. Rub a little ice in the wound. Lucas Raymond from the Red Wings. Cole Caulfield. Daniel, I believe that's one of your guys. Michael Granlund from the San Jose Sharks. Tom Wilson. And Matthias Michelli. Yeah, I figured, Daniel. I know you like Caulfield. I'll have to go back to my list that you gave me, but I do remember off the top of my head Caulfield and Nashville Predators. And then those are the ones I remember off the top of my head. But I have your list somewhere. So pretty cool. Let me show that one more time. That's one of those little napkin deals. It says NHL Remnants. Oh man, I can't read that. It just says congratulations. You received a trading card with Rasmus Dahlin. I can't even read that. So I'm not going to try to. But wow. That's a friggin' thick ass card. Byfield. You know, I've heard some rumors that's like in play. Byfield's in play for the Flyers and the Kings to do a trade, but the return, I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe people have high hopes for Byfield that's not come to pass yet. But what they're talking about that what the Flyers need to give up to get Byfield, you could stay in LA, my friend. They want like 2 of our young studs, a draft pick or 2. I'm not interested. Maybe it's just a bunch of people stoking the fire. I don't know. They were talking about it quite a bit on different forums that I've seen yesterday. I know the Kings and the Flyers have a good relationship with one another to do trades, but I'm not interested in for what. I guess it's just because of him being the second overall pick a couple years ago that's where people think highly of him. But what he's produced over first two 1.5 seasons or whatnot, and what they want, I'd rather keep our young talent and just work with our young talent. Paul, you're very welcome. There you go. Paul, if you're trying to think of ideas, what ideas can I do for a video? How about showing off the cards that my good friend Nikki 2 times gave me? How about that? That'd be a good one right there, right? Yeah, right. Those cards were nothing special, but I'm glad you got them. It was my pleasure to give them to you. I've already kind of started working on your next box of cards. I know this week that just passed, Dean put out a video of the cards that I got him. Definitely working on stuff for Red. Hammy got his cards that I gave him. Working on stuff for Red. Working on stuff for Daniel. Working on stuff for Rance. For Seth SB Bet. I've got all kinds of boxes going. I'll eventually get them out at some point, but you see all that mess back there. That's how much time I put into stuff. Not a lot. It's all scattered all over the place. I get overwhelmed for sure. Good, Paul. As long as you liked them, I'm happy that you liked them. I know there was a couple nice little ones in there, and I'm sure I have some other good Kansas City Chiefs lying around. They might be sitting in the bathroom next to the toilet. I don't know. I gotta go check, but I know I've got some other good stuff working. I got to go through all my collection. I have some stuff. Yeah, I definitely have some cool stuff still. I like some of these guys, some of you guys out there who rip so much stuff or have years worth of stuff or whatnot that could pass a lot of stuff off. I don't. I rip 1 to 2 blasters a week, but I have been doing it for close to 2 years now. But yeah, the culmination of getting the stuff I get, it does take a while for me to get enough stuff to be able to send out to some of you guys. What's going on there, High Life? What's going on? You were one of my shout-outs this week, my friend. Good to have you in here. Shouted you out at the top of the show. Guys, make sure you're following High Life. And you're all got wrenches, so make sure you're following one another. I know most of you guys already are, but handful of yous aren't. Grant has been hanging out. G does things. He's been hanging out with us for a little while now. So that's my little side shout out that I gave last week too. Give that young man a shout out, or give that young man a follow. You're welcome, High Life, and you'll be tagged in the live stream once it's over, so that randomly, if people do check out this later, they'll be able to find you and jump in, and where you're getting awfully close to 200, so that'll be cool. I know, G is sitting at 77. Got a couple other guys rambling around, having some good, solid counts themselves. For me, my process has been up and down and slow for sure. Sitting over a little 1,250 subs myself. Some of the shorts have helped. I kind of slowed up on the Pokemon shorts where is where I usually get most of my bigger sub counts per day. Stop doing that, but I'm going to do hockey. Let's see if another box of hockey this week will do me some good. I said it this before. I'll say it again. Definitely going to work on some different stuff as we get into next year. Justin, I know, but you're going to get there. You and Dino keep at it, because if you guys are having fun, no reason to stop posting. I'm definitely going to get into some different stuff. I can't always be ripping. I want to rip. That's my favorite. Besides you guys and talking to you guys, the actual ripping of cards, I can't always do it. So I think I'm going to start doing some of the stuff that I've watched some of you guys do, and do collections and showing off players and stuff. Have some videos for that. As we get into the new year, my intro and my outro are going to change up, because I want to just kind of peek it and start fresh with something new that people haven't seen. Definitely going to work on some cool stuff and some good changes. See, that's what I'm talking about. Good job, Grant. Way to take care of each other out there. All right, so let's get into predictions. There's my pen. Just need to point it out. So, for predictions starting off, we've got Christmas Day. Kansas City Chiefs are at Pittsburgh, and the Ravens are in Houston playing the Texans. Chiefs are going to win again. Ravens are going to win. I think I would have picked the Texans if not for the Tank Dell injury. But so for those two games, I have Chiefs and the Ravens. Let's go Cowboys to where? To the unemployment line? Yeah, okay, Anthony. Falcons Super Bowl. Later on, we're going to talk about what we want to see from our teams, but being realistic, and I already got unrealistic people in the chat. Jalen's going with the Texans. High Life's got the Steelers. High Life's got the Ravens. That's what I like to see. Give me some participation there, guys. Let me know what you think. Daniel Cryfall bringing in the Chiefs. Paul picking the Chiefs, of course. What? Not you, what? Anthony, talk about the freaking teams we're talking about right now. Then you could gloat about the, if you want, the Washington later. Talk about what we're talking about right now. All right. Next 4 games. We got a Thursday night football game. 3 games on Saturday. And Paul, I still say the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl. Even if Jalen Hurts has a... If this concussion is a bigger deal, I still say they do it. They just got to game plan better if he's out for a period of time. All right, so Thursday night football, you got Seahawks at the Bears. That should be an easy Seahawks win. Chargers are going to be at the Patriots. Chargers win. Broncos at the Bengals. Let's give it up to the Broncos. And then Cardinals at the Rams. Come on, Cardinals. You lost to freaking Panthers this week. Let's go with the Rams. And Paul, I bet you think the Chiefs won fair and square against us the last time, huh? I'll say it once. I won't cry and moan about it, but I, since I'm talking to my man Paul right now, I'll say it like this. Paul, bullshit holding call at the end of the game. That officiating crew hadn't called one pass interference holding call for like 4 or 5 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, and then they call that bullshit holding call. Doesn't guarantee the Eagles win, but this is my thought. They don't call the holding call. Chiefs kick the field goal. Eagles get it back with a couple minutes left, giving them time to march down the field. Win or lose. If Jalen marches down the field, Eagles win the Super Bowl. Chiefs stop them. Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Still top 5 Super Bowls of all time. Leading into that possession was shaping up to be top 3, top 4 Super Bowls of all time. And that tainted the whole friggin' process. For not just Eagles fans, for a lot of other people out there. So, just going to leave it at that. Not going to gripe about it. But since you're my man and a Chiefs fan, just wanted to talk about that real fast. Cowboys up at halftime. All right. What's going on there, Ghostface? Yes, actually, Ghostface, I do remember you being here a little bit. You must be haunting me because I got stuff all floating around me. Oh, and Paul, I'm not saying it's on the Chiefs. That was definitely on the refs for calling that at that crucial moment in the game. And it was such a damn, like you said, such a damn good game. From the jump, to me, I know people might go back to saying like Whitney Houston or whatnot, but to me, greatest rendition of the Star Spangled Banner I've ever heard at a sporting event, bar none. And just the emotions people were feeling gave me the goosebumps to how the game was going back and forth, and it was must-watch football. Must-watch football to have that be the legacy of how that Super Bowl went. Shame on the refs. If I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be still freaking thrilled as well. I just think the whole country was deprived of what could have been considered a much better Super Bowl, watching one last drive either go for the win or be stopped. Grant, if I don't hear from you in any of my comments when I make these couple hockey videos, you have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy the time. I know you're, unless you want to say it in chat, I know you're heading away on an awesome vacation after Christmas. So have fun doing that. Don't know if I'm going to hear from you while you're away. I don't know how much you're going to get on your phone, but you take care, all right? Have a wonderful night. Ghostface, how have you been? Jalen, what is your team? Because you've mentioned a few different teams in the chat. So I'm not sure which one yours is. Ah! Oh, that's right. You started off with Detroit, but you said a couple other teams. Yeah. Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing it either, but not at my Eagles' expense. So we face each other in the NFC Championship game. Fuck your Lions, all right? All right, we are. I'm not playing anything crazy right now. Guys, this is all nice, lofi, Christmassy kind of festive music. Bring it all in, relax. I know some of you out there are probably eating your gummies. Damn. All enjoy yourselves. We're getting ready to rock into hour number 2. We'll do my nice slow roll and spin. Let's reverse it. It warms my heart that you guys are all here. Let's continue on into hour number 2 and have some fun. I guess people didn't like my chair spin. We dropped down to 8 people in the chat. Woo! First hour done. That's right there, Nikki. Paul, are you gonna give me a Christmas present? Are you gonna do a video as we get into 2025? Because I'm gonna pester you from now on. I'm pestering you every single week. So I want you to be in my chat, but I'm gonna pester you every single week. Do some videos. I don't need a lot. Come on, give us one video a month. Give us a little something to know even more about Paul than just that he's a Chiefs fan and an asshole. Come on, buddy. All right, let's get into the rest of some more predictions here. We're going Colts at the Giants. It's going to be the Colts. I think the Giants are just going to lose on purpose anyway, or they're not even going to care. Jets at the Bills. We're going the Bills. Titans at the Jags. Same thing as the Giants scenario. Even if the Jags could win, I don't think they're going to want to. And then the Packers at the Vikings. I think this is where the Vikings falter. They're going to lose to the Packers, and they're going to kick themselves for it happening. I don't know if they got High Risk. I think High Risk is a big Packers fan, if I'm not mistaken. High Life, you as well, right? I could be wrong, but I believe you guys are big Packers fans. So I know you guys are going to do that. Does anybody know about Sam Darnold this week? Did he, I know he got hurt, but I don't know how bad the injury was. So he definitely took a big beating today in their win. So, but I don't know if that's anything to really be concerned about if you're a Vikings fan. High Life, I probably have already had written that down at one point in time that you're a Bills fan. Then it's definitely high risk is my other Packers fan. Between High Risk, Hammy, Jazambi. But I just wrote that down just in case I need it for future uh, winnings that you might have, or kindness of my heart giveaways. Stick it, Packers fans. Still love you, Daniel. Stick it, Packers fans. Yeah, hobby collector, yeah. Oh, wow, that's really cool, Daniel. Make sure whoever's participating, we got all these games. So we've got Colts, some Bills, some Packers, some Vikings. Couple Jaggy Jags. People are okay. You guys think Jags will bother to show up then? I would think they would want to just purposely lose to try to keep their draft spot. All right, on to the last. Well, we're getting into some of the last games. We'll do the last of the earlier games. Raiders at the Saints. And then Panthers in Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with the Saints, and I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay might need that win. Yeah, hey, Panthers might want to be the spoiler on that. At this point, it would kind of be neat, Daniel, for Raiders to win, but man, they choked so bad by winning. Go figure. What a freaking dumpster fire that team's become. Only 2 later games because of all the Christmas and Saturday games. Only 2 later games for the week. So I guess a lot of people in the country are going to get to watch these games if they're televised and whatnot. It's going to be Miami Dolphins in Cleveland versus the Browns. I got the Browns. And then Cowboys versus my guys here in Philadelphia. My Eagles are going to take it all, baby. They're going to drop the hammer on those Cowgirls. You better believe that. We got Dolphins. I'm picking the Browns. I don't know. I usually go. I've been pretty consistent picking favorites, picking home teams when I'm not sure. Browns are home, but that's not why I'm picking them. I just am convinced that the Dolphins they're cooked, and it would be a nice feel-good win for the Browns. Speaking of Hammy, Packers fan, Hammy, I got Packers beating the Vikings next week. I see it happening, buddy. I know you like to pick the Packers every week. I'm picking them next week. I say they got it. I don't care what the Vikings have been doing. This is the Packers' time to shine, buddy. All right, so Sunday night football next week. Falcons at the Commanders. It was nice seeing the Falcons and what they did this week. Commanders, they're up and down. They finally beating my Eagles. That's their first win this year of a playoff contending team or a team even over 500. So, that was their knock, that they had had a good record, but they've all been against losing teams. So, solid win by the Commanders. Goes to show you, too, and not to make excuses, that's how the NFC East tends to usually roll. It's very difficult to sweep. You don't typically, whether teams are really, really good, teams are really, really bad. NFC East is definitely one of those divisions where it's hard for you to go 6-0. So good for the Commanders, bad for us. Say they beat the Falcons and keep that rolling a little bit. Make us sweat a little bit, but we'll finish it off strong and beat the Cowboys and not have to worry about it and win the division. But hey, Commanders will still be in the hunt, I believe, for a wild card spot. Last game of the week, next Monday, not tomorrow, the following Monday Night Football. It's those Detroit Lions versus the 49ers. It's going to be another Lions win. Which will be interesting. So if somehow Lions will definitely, I say Lions definitely win. Vikings are able to hold off those Packers and win. Last week of the season, Lions will be playing the Vikings. That game will definitely be must-see football for sure. But let's see how Week 17 plays out before we start worrying about what Week 18 is going to look like. So that's all the predictions. Guys, get in your last things. I'm going to open up these last 3 packs of artifacts. Then we'll get into the last segment of the night, which will be what we want to see from our different sports teams as sort of like a holiday type present. What could they possibly give you in a way of saying, hey, thank you very much? I don't know, Daniel. First of all, I didn't think this was something that was going to give a whole lot of hits to begin with, but after getting the mem card, probably done getting anything else cool in this box. Charlie McAvoy. Can I at least get some players that I know real well? No Flyers in here so far. John Carlson. Philip Forsberg for the Predators. Sam Reinhart. And another Predator, Ryan O'Reilly. Put those aside for you, Daniel. Yep. that's why I already sat them over on this side. They're in this is the Daniel Cryfall pile right there. Ivan Barbashev. Chris Letang. Oh, well, let's go off the back here. Nazem Kadri. Nathan McKinnon. And behind Chris Letang is our rookies. Josh Down from the now no longer Phoenix Coyotes. Plays for the Utah Hockey Club. Not a bad looking card. Daniel, first time I've seen this product. I've not seen anybody open it. I don't think at this point even my man Perch has opened this, or I don't think Sith's opened this on PSA Tendencies yet either. So this is my first look of this product this year. Oy, let's get in there. So I don't know. I guess that's our kind of They're young guns, but eh. And I didn't buy any Series 1. I keep seeing it on the shelf and think about it, but I'm going to wait till at least Series 2 to see if there'll be any Mitchkov cards in the bunch, and I'll definitely be ripping looking for that. There's your Byfield. Taylor Radish. Okay. Asking you shall receive. Not my favorite flyer, but we're talking the captain of the team. Your green, 80 out of 149. Sean Couturier. So Daniel, thank you for your good well wishes to give me that hit. I have not really purchased hockey's one thing I haven't really purchased as far as going to a card show or going on eBay purchasing hockey cards. So just by rips, this is probably the best Flyers card I have in my collection. So very nice card for the PC. And since I might have to brag and show these couple cards off on Saturday if I'm with you guys, which I will certainly like to be again. Alex DeBrincat, and we will finish off with a Mitch Marner from your Toronto Maple Leafs. And Daniel, I didn't see. Let me look back. If you dibsed up on that. Daniel, did you dibs on that Byfield? Did you want that Byfield as well? Yeah, absolutely. Your team sucks is really awesome with the four of us. Again, I think I'm probably good to do spine ticks as well, but certainly unless it's a night out where I'm going out late or whatnot with the wifey, I think I can make your team sucks weekly stop. So this is what I at least have for my man Daniel to put in your pile of Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Cole Caulfield, and Quentin Byfield. Then we have Mikael Granlund, Mikko Rantanen, and Jordan Doan. You're numbered green out of 149 of Sean Couturier, and the big hit for TCB. I will probably gift this to TCB. I can't promise anything. I don't want to lie on my live stream, but he's who I thought about when I pulled it, so we'll see. Yeah, I am super glad that our communities have been melding into one another, that we're all seeing each other on different chat spots. Glad to have you guys here in my chat. I'm glad I see most of you when I get a chance to be in Jazambi's chats. We get to have you guys hanging out over at Spine Ticks, hanging out over at Your Team Sucks as well. Some of you out there are always in the Baseball Junkies podcast, which is also on Saturdays. Then Zach has his live streams typically on Thursdays. So I know I see quite a few of you in there at times too. So we're getting these communities. We're going to be super tight. We're going to take over the world in 2025. I know it. You guys are all great people out there. It's what it's all about. It's about forging friendships and just making the world a better place. And I like Zach's. Both of Zach's channels. I'm not over at the Frugal Gardener channel as much, but I do like that. What's going on there, Nooster from Mississippi? Good to have you in here. Stick around for as long as you want. We're kind of talking sports. We're getting into the last like half hour or so of the show. This was something I decided to do because we are in the holiday spirit. You know, I talk about it. This music over here, it's warming my heart. You guys are warming my heart. I'm having a great night tonight. But I can always use a nice gift. Couldn't you? I know I can, but so could you guys. So, what I wanted to talk about is, let's be realistic, please. Please. You can say whatever you want in chat. It does not matter, but let's be realistic. What I mean by realistic, I'm going to give you what I want from each one of my teams on the 4 major sports. The Phillies, the Sixers, the Flyers, and the Eagles. But let's be realistic on what you're asking for from those teams. For example, if you're a Giants fan, do not tell me in chat, give me the Super Bowl. They've already been eliminated. So, as a suggestion, what's good for the Giants? To keep that worst record, have the number 1 overall pick in the draft, and pick up a stud quarterback. That would be a good answer for a Giants fan. So let's be realistic on each subject, but also do me a favor. Let's go one sport at a time, just so we can have a couple minutes on each, so we can fill up the time nicely, if you don't mind. So we'll start with football, since most of you guys are big football guys and are already understanding where we're coming from. Paul Dave's talking about Chiefs three-peating. Makes sense to me. That would be a good present for you. NWE, that's fine. Head out. I'm sure you're bored listening to your pops ramble on, but thanks for being here. See, Sith, you understand. Raiders are near the bottom, but an A-list quarterback, that's what you want to see. Nothing much, Dean. We're at the best part of tonight, I think, is talking about what we want from our teams. So for me, it's very clear with the Eagles. Super Bowl or bust. Anything short of winning the Super Bowl, they have to at least make it. Okay, that's where I'll kind of maybe be realistic. They have to make the Super Bowl. But I'm saying Super Bowl or bust. Anything less than that is not acceptable here in Philadelphia with what kind of team they have, how stacked they are, with the way this defense has looked, having a 10-game winning streak, having teams like the Lions with so many injuries and them being decimated, just the things that we have going on our team. Jalen Hurts, some questions, but great quarterback. Saquon Barkley, going for the record, could possibly be the MVP, although it's probably going to go to Josh Allen. You have your receivers in A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Their tight end, Goddard, has been hurt, but when he has been there, he's been phenomenal. Even backup running back Gainwell has looked good. You go to the defensive side of the ball. Geez, where do I start? We'll start with Jalen Carter, but Jordan Davis has been pretty good. Zach Bond has been an anomaly who's wasn't expecting much. He's been fabulous for the linebacker core. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, your rookies have been great. Blankenship has been pretty damn good. CJ Garner Johnson has been pretty damn good. You name just about damn near every friggin' Eagles defensive player has had a pretty damn good season. Slay was not looking too good earlier in the season, but he's back to form. So we got a lot going on for us. So if they don't make it to the Super Bowl and win, I would chalk it up as in I got coal in my stocking. The only thing that the Eagles suck at is they're sucking on your mama's nipples there, Dino. They're sucking on those cowboy mama's nipples. Blah, 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 blah. That's the only thing they're sucking on, pal. The Gene is a stud for sure. What I have in my head is, come on, how many years have we just seen highlight reel after highlight reel of Derrick Henry having 4 or 5 guys on him and still getting yards, freaking stiff arms and pancaking people, to now we got Cooper DeJean wrapping them up and dumping them to the ground. That's what we get to watch. That's the future of my team. Quinyon Mitchell shutting down every freaking receiver in the league. Actually gave up a big touchdown this week. It might be the only touchdown thrown his way all season. So we got this phenomenal talents on the roster. Nolan Smith, I forgot about Nolan Smith, who didn't live up to his draft status of last year, but has really come on. Had 2 fumble recoveries today. Had a sack today. These guys, I'm telling you, and a bunch of them are Georgia guys, so if Zach's still in here, he knows what I'm talking about. He knows what we got. What's going on there, Alan Patricio? All right. It's all good, Dino. And Dino, if that is true, I am sorry. I can take it back, reverse it. I said reverse it. So I am sorry, and I meant to say the second thing I said in replace of that, just in case that could have been true. So I am sorry. But fuck your Cowboys anyway. Justin, I kind of want that for you too. I'd like to see Justin Fields be the future of that team. I thought the kid looked great that first handful of weeks, or as good as can be expected. Yeah. How they probably even gave up on Kenny Pickett too soon. They could have had Justin Fields be the starter, Kenny Pickett be the backup. I think that would have been a better setup for that team. All right, so for any of you baseball heads out there, I don't see any of this stuff happening for my baseball team. But there's 2 things I'm looking at. First, nobody has signed Roki Sasaki yet, the pitcher from Japan. I don't see that happen. I don't think the Phillies are going to offer enough and be elegant enough for them. But I'd like to see that. So I'm going to slide over and say, can we at least get a bona fide closer on our team? Can we get a shut down freaking relief pitcher? Please, please, please. Besides when we're not hitting, even when we are hitting, we freaking give up runs too because we don't have good people in the bullpen. Can we get a shutdown relief pitcher that can close out the ninth to help us out? Please. Please. Yeah, but even you, Sith, is there somebody that you want or something like a positional thing? Just say, hey, can the Angels do something? Can the Angels make the playoffs? Something would be a good thing for you. I'm sure. You'll pray for me. All right. Amen. 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 I know we don't have any of my basketball guys in here except for Sith, but if you want to chime in on basketball, I want for my Sixers. Like I say, I'm trying to be realistic. They're not going to win the championship. They're not even going to sniff the championship. I want Embiid to stay healthy. How about a healthy body for Embiid? Let him stay healthy and to somehow make it to the playoffs. The diversity of the league is not so hot that even though we don't look so good right now with only 9 wins, I think eighth place team right now only has like 14 wins. So we're not that far out of being at least in a playoff hunt with so many teams friggin' making the playoffs and having play-in tournaments now, and who gives a shit. And I think they have this whole play-in to try to bring in more fans, but me personally, I think it is actually kind of like made less fans. I think some of your diehards have moved away from basketball because of all this bullshit of how many teams are allowed through. Everything's getting way too watered down, but that's my hope that they can somehow do make the playoffs. Yeah, Justin, and I thought for your team, I know enough about the team at least that I know he's old, should be retired already, but you thought maybe Chris Paul would give him a little bit of boost. I think So Chan is a pretty decent kind of player, but yeah, Spurs definitely still need more to have any real success. Yeah, I know Jalen, but well, I mean, we'll see. Too many stupid injuries. Finally comes back. Then he has the sinus fracture thing or whatever. But it's what we're kind of accustomed to. So last year when we were doing going through trades, we should have tried to get max value for him. I think we would have gotten max value for Embiid last year. I think that ship has sailed to ever get max value for him ever again at this point. Well, how about that? Even that for you, Jalen. Can the Pistons get somebody that can actually help out Cade Cunningham, who isn't like the greatest player in the world, but kind of when you're the only player, you look even more deficient. Lastly, we'll talk real quick on Flyers. Real small talk on Flyers. I want to see the Flyers make the playoffs. Can we just eighth seed? I don't care. Let's make the playoffs. Uh, let's see Matvey Michkov win Rookie of the Year. He's cooled off the last few games. Hasn't had a point, but he was way ahead of everybody. But let's see him. That would make me happy. Playoffs, Mitchkov, Rookie of the Year. Thank you, Daniel. Let's go Flyers. Love my Flyers. Love Mitchkov. I'm definitely, as much as I don't open up a lot of hockey, Mitchkov is, Sith will tell you, Sith might even be almost sick of me by now, how much I talk Mitchkov, but that's my future. That's what I'm seeing. I know Sith likes to do the Connor McDavid and Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby. I know, Daniel, you're into collecting all that. I know Perch is into collecting all that. But I haven't been that one player collector at this point. But Mitchkov is going to be that guy for me in hockey because, he's a rookie and he's on my team and he has a chance to be one of those elite superstars in his career. So why not follow the guy that's actually on my team, not follow the top 4 or 5 stars across the league? This guy's my guy. He's my team. So, what's Seth? Years ago, when I was a kid, hockey was. I'll tell you like this. When I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, hockey was number 1. Football was probably number 2. It's probably hockey, football, baseball, and basketball at the bottom. At sometimes as I was getting a little older, football and baseball were kind of jumping back and forth. But for years, hockey was number 1. Nowadays, I would probably say for watching sports and loving my teams, Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers. For collecting cards, Flyers are probably closer to the bottom because I don't really like opening up too much hockey product. Over the last couple months, the pricing of baseball cards especially had been outrageous. So from a strict opening up blaster boxes, why would I not want to open this product? Why would I not want to open this product? If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, I think this was $30 when I opened this Prestige. The Donruss I opened last week, $28. $25 for this. A lot of your baseball product is $35 and $40. Why the hell do I want to open up baseball with these outrageous prices? I'll get into breaks. My man Mike at Rippin' Rookies for You does breaks every couple weeks for baseball. I get my Phillies most of the time. Sometimes I'm okay with getting another team like Cleveland, who's my second favorite team. So I've been switching off buying baseball cards altogether for Rippin' because they're way too expensive. So that's just kind of like my rundown, my rant of sports liking, but also the effect it has had on the hobby. Yeah, all cards, Justin, are outrageous, but somehow baseball for retail for blasters is ridiculously through the roof. Now, when you go into hobby, for sure, your basketball and your football, your high-end products, it's all basketball and football. There's some baseball, and those are the cards that are the hockey or the football and basketball are the ones that get flipped quite a bit at shows and stuff, and they're all glamorous. But for me, who can't buy a $700 box of football cards, and I'm opening up some of this, man, getting up to $40 is too much for me. $30, it is the cutoff. Topps has got to come back down to that $30 mark. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Now, what I will buy, just because now this is the norm, but it only depends how much my LCS is going to have it. I will buy when it comes out. Probably, I guess, usually comes out like late February. Yeah, late February is Top Series 1. I'll probably buy at least a hobby box, if not a hobby and a jumbo, because prices are still fairly good. They're under $200. A hobby's just under 200. Jumbo's usually about like 250. But that's just because I really, once you get past Series 1, unless I go on a break, I don't need to open up a ton of shit. I just like seeing that first original product. Then you get sick of it. Because Series 2 is just, they have a couple different players, a couple different photos, but it's the same design. Update, it's the same design. Chrome, it's the same design in Chrome. I did so after I get done through Series 1, I'm sick of the Topps product for the year. I'm done. But I will open up. That'd probably be the only baseball you'll. I'm not going to open up a lot of baseball. Let's just say that. Dean, you know I love you. Uh, have a great Christmas with your family. Have a great New Year. Hopefully, I talk to you before then. Hopefully, we get into it over on Spine Ticks, and your team sucks next Saturday, as well as back here on Sunday. So I hope I do see you before the new year. But you have a wonderful Christmas. I just for me, again, going back to the different stuff that I open. So when I open my channel, I open my first video of doing card rips was February of 2023. I think my first video I made was like the week after the Super Bowl. I bought some cards, had Super Bowl, then boom, I opened up some base baseball fat packs and some football fat packs or something. And then I just started opening. And then I watched videos and knew when Top Series 1 was going to come out. So that was my first big purchase. So in 2023, I bought a hobby box and a jumbo box. Fast forward to this past February of 2024 when Top Series 1 came out. I think I only bought if I'm not mistaken, bought a hobby box, got in the breaks, maybe opened up a blaster or two, and then that was it. So thinking the same thing. I'll get at least a hobby box, if not a jumbo box as well for Series 1, and then who knows if I open up anymore. I'm definitely looking forward to whatever other cool football stuff we have out there. I believe Absolute's probably right around the corner because we had Prestige and Elite and Donruss already. Then we'll get back into, at some point, Donruss Optic. Hopefully I can actually get, and now I'll actually do the pre-ordering for it because I didn't get to open up any Donruss Optic blasters or mega boxes. And on the secondary market, people were selling those for 2 and 3 times the amount. So I'm looking forward to try to get some Optic this time around for football. Basketball, the only reason I'm not opening up a lot of basketball is because for money constraints, it's my least desired. Hockey was, but hockey's cheaper. So one or the other. Is it desirable? Is it cheaper? I don't know. So it's kind of like that for me. I haven't opened up any Phoenix. I didn't open up any of I forgot the name of it. The basketball that's out there's Mosaic out right now, and then there's another premium stock basketball. Those are the three products that are kind of around right now for basketball, and I haven't opened up any of them. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll twist my own arm and open up some of that on the channel. I'm sure that'll make some of my basketball guys like Crack Pack Daddy happy to see some basketball on the channel. Let's see what we got here. I've been rambling for the past 5 minutes. Didn't even look at the chat. Paul, you said something about going into the Discord. What am I going in? What am I going into the Discord for specifically? Because I must have missed that, and my apologies. Sith, that just reminded me. Oh my god, I should have. I felt like buying it today. You know those boxes that are there's a box. It was a box in Walmart that it was like 4 packs plus a guaranteed graded card. And you're like, those are probably usually pretty shitty. But on the front of the box, it was a grade 9 Michael Jordan card. And I guarantee you that's what would entice you to want to buy it. You see the Jordan card. And I'm thinking to myself, why the hell would I buy this? And then I'm like, I was kind of had a lump in my stomach. Oh, am I passing up on something? And I didn't get it. But I'm thinking in my head, you know, you're thinking you might get a Jordan. You open up the box, and it's like friggin', you'll have a grade 8 of Spud Webb, Joe Dumars or something like that, right? But I almost bought it. They almost got me. Well, what's a Jalen? I see you're asking about a glove. What's a fortune? I'm sure it is worth a lot. If the signature can be proven, which, if I'm not mistaken, I've watched Pawn Stars. Yeah, Porn Stars. I got titties on the brain. Pawn Stars. Satchel Paige didn't sign a lot. I think he was not able to sign his name correctly or something, or I don't know what the whole story is that I saw in Pawn Stars. So it might not be legit, and if it is, you still definitely have to prove it. Well, no shit, my cat. We know that the Eagles lost. What's going on there, Swagster? My team certainly sucked today, but they didn't suck. They lost. The defense, I don't know what the hell. How do you get 5 takeaways and then still give up, what was it, 35 points, 38 points? Forgot what the ending score was. I know we lost by the 3 points. 38-35, I think was the final score. How do we get 5 takeaways but then still give up that many points? I'm baffled. It's definitely going to go up there. I think it's going to be talked a lot about this week. I personally think there's. We were talking about it earlier, Swag. There should have been a penalty called. When I saw it in real time, I said, "What the fuck? Where's the penalty?" It actually reminded me of the play. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the play when Wentz was our quarterback in the playoffs versus the Seahawks, where he wasn't the same. I don't think it's been the same ever since, obviously, where he got his face driven into the turf by Clowney. So that's the eerie thing that I feel watching that play. Did I pick up any of your team? Yes, I did. Swag, you missed me picking up, opened up a box of artifacts. Nice Nathan McKinnon. Scrolling through to see if there was any other Avalanche players. That was the only Avalanche player of the bunch. For me, the big hits were to go right into my PC. Number Couturier. 80 out of 149. And Rasmus Dahlin. Mem card. Not a bad looking card. Super thick. Look at the thickness on that guy. That's what she said. Swag, I'm telling you, I thought it was gonna be Knicks. I thought that shift happened, but with Broncos losing this week and what Jaden Daniels did today, because I mean he threw a pick, but it was like a weird fluke bounce. He can't control the fumbles that his players had. So he was awesome. So yeah, you're probably right. Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year. Saquon's going to win Offensive Player of the Year, not MVP, which is unfortunate. This room has not been as hot as it was. I was complaining week after week. So I'm just now cracking into my second bottle of Prime. And we're almost going to close up shop today. Bald Finder, found you. Found what? I'm not bald, so you didn't find another baldy. Yeah, and this is like the only one I ever drink. The Cherry Freeze Prime. Thanks, Bald. Appreciate it. I'm seeing 29 likes. We're still going 11 strong in the chat. Sorry, just going back. I must have missed. Still trying to see what Paul was saying. I think, Paul, you were saying go into Discord to talk to Dino. I do a lot of my talking with Dino through Instagram. If you guys are not subscribed to me on Instagram, I don't do a lot on Instagram, but that's a good way to communicate with me. Many of you guys are on there. I talk to Dino a lot. I talk to Justin every now and then through Instagram. I talk to Rippin' Packs for You, John, quite a bit over there as well. And then, of course, my man Sith, we talk on Instagram on a fairly regular basis nowadays. All right, 8 years ago, my dad paid $2,300 to have verified. My grandmother and Paige's sister were very good friends. That's how Granddad got the glove. I was told a million times. Yet, even being verified by a family member doesn't always do the trick. I'm talking about like an auction house verifying that the autograph is authentic, that everything about it is legit. Sometimes it can be pretty difficult, but especially when you're talking about that kind of historic significance. But I'm looking. Let me. What did it paid $2,300? I'm no expert, but you're talking you're talking now that nowadays that would be at least 10 times the money. So you're probably talking $23,000 for that if it is the real deal. And I think what will drive up the price, and even someone like Sith could, if he wants to chime in, because he knows what I'm talking about. Uh, the fact that records are being changed and inductions into the Hall of Fame are being changed to include Negro League players, that is certainly going to drive up the price of that item as well. And anybody else that's a collector, they should be able to tell you too. Swag, I just saw your question now about MVP. Yeah, it's probably going to be Josh Allen as the MVP. Obviously, I want Saquon, but uh, you know, people love people love the quarterbacks. The writers love the quarterbacks. But what Saquon has done for our team, we don't win 10 in a row without Saquon. Facts. Josh Allen winning without Stephon Diggs leaves and he's still a stud. I mean, and they beat the big bad Chiefs. Fortunately, that's the way it's going to go. Yeah, the only reason I'm not kind of like already wrapping it up, Justin, is we're having a good conversation here. My sons don't have school tomorrow, so usually I'm wrapping it up at 11 to make sure that my son can take his room back over and go to sleep. So, but yeah, we're chilling. I might as well, while I have some of you still in here, I'll re-go over the shout outs from the top of the show. Make sure you're following Pop King Keith, sitting with 990 subs. New person I just started following because of a shout out from Three Good Nerds. My man 3GN, sitting with almost 1,800 subs. We got High Life. He was here tonight. He's sitting at 187 subs. So let's get him to 200. Once he's at 200, I'll be rolling right back to giving Dean and Justin a shout out so we can try to get both of you to 200 as well. Casino underscore comics sitting at 268 subs as of earlier today. And my man John at Rippin' Packs for You, he's almost at 600 subs. Great channel if you don't know who he is. Like I said, does a lot of football, but he's been doing some baseball on his channel. He does some other things. He does giveaways at least once a week where he opens packs on his shorts. If you comment, you're getting thrown in the pool. I was the winner this past week, and I'm getting another Bo Nix added to my collection due to my good man John. So again tonight, I just been playing this nice soft warm the heart, loafy Christmas festive kind of music here. So I'm gonna start edging my way out of here, guys. I want to thank you all for being here. You all have a wonderful Christmas. I'm going to thank Justin W. Smith for being here. Jalen SZN, thanks for being here and hanging out with us crazy folks. Sith, PSA Tendencies, Paul Daves Jr., Daniel Kryfall, Uncanny Swag was here. Red 03 was here for a little while. We had Paul Daves Jr. We had my man Dean. We had Zach's Cards and Collectibles in here. We had Matty Ice in the house. We had Logan from the Hilt. Logan was on his G.I. Joe Gamer channel. He was here at the beginning of the show. We had High Risk was here. High Life was here. And some of y'all might still be lurking. If I did miss you. Oh, we had Bobby. Bobby Catalano was here as well. Blue Chick. Much appreciate her for being a part of this evening. My son's NWE and Ethan's NBA Talk were here. Nooster stopped by from Mississippi. We had Ghostface was here. I kind of remembered him, but then he didn't talk after that, so he must have left. I almost forgot my little young bro, protege. I'm telling you guys, I know he's a young kid. Grant G does things. Follow the young man. He's got his channel's like a golf channel. He's going to be on the PGA Tour one day, and he's going to take off. And he better not forget this old guy when he hits it big. I'll tell you that. And Hammy and Son was also in here. So anybody else I forgot, I apologize. But all you guys out there, have a wonderful Christmas. On Saturday, 90% chance I will be on Spine Ticks. 100% chance I will be on Your Team Sucks. Sith, we will talk throughout the week. And anybody else, like I said, if you just want to hit me up, have conversations with me, you can find me at Nikki2Times on Instagram. We'll certainly talk to one another. Guys, have a great Christmas. Have a great night. Be kind to one another. Enjoy your family. Enjoy this time of the year. I love you all. You'll have a good night.